Hey guys, it's Marlene. In this video, I'm going to show you how to update your LUMIX firmware. Perhaps you're new to LUMIX and you just got yourself an L10. Now, it's very important that you update your firmware because LUMIX has a history of providing extra functionality and features and fixing all the bugs with firmware updates. And sometimes these last for 2 or 3 years. So it's definitely important to keep up to date with your firmware. Now, the first thing you have to do is go to the firmware update page, and I will put that link in the video description. And I do suggest that you take one of your old memory cards that perhaps only has like 2 gigs of space on it or something, and use that only for firmware updates. And you're going to have to format your card first, then you're going to put the downloaded firmware update onto that memory card and put it into your LUMIX camera. Okay, I'm going to show you all this in detail. Let's go. The first thing you need to do is check the current firmware in your camera, and you can see here that I have version 1. And then you have to go to the firmware download page and check for your model number and see what the current firmware is. And in this case, you can see that it's version 1.2. So I've missed a version already. Then click where it says Firmware Update Service, and you will be taken to a software license agreement, which you must accept. When you do that, your firmware will download and you will get a zip file. In my case, I have it set up to go into my downloads folder, but it might also go on your desktop. Then what you want to do is double click that zip file and you will get a bin file, and it has the extension BIN. And that's step 1. The next thing you need to do, if you haven't done already, is format the memory card that you will be using to put the firmware updates on. It's important to format the card in the camera that you will be updating. And I format it every time that I do a firmware update. Then you drag that bin file onto the formatted memory card and double check that the full file is on there. And when that's on the card, eject the card. Then you take that memory card and put it into the camera that you're updating, and in this case, it's the L10. So I pop it in, and then you start the camera, turn on the camera, and go down into your firmware update page again. Choose Firmware Update, okay, menu set, and it will automatically ask you if you would like to start the update, and you say yes, and it takes about 60 to 90 seconds to do the update. Now, I have sped it up a bit for the video, so I won't make you wait all that time, but when it's finished, it will automatically shut off the camera and start the camera up again, and what you can do then is check that it has indeed updated your firmware. So you go back into the firmware menu, and you can see now that it says version 1.2. Take out that memory card that you used for your firmware update and put your other one back in, and you're ready to go. This firmware update works the same for all LUMIX cameras. This is the way I prefer to do it. It's kind of the old-fashioned way, the manual way, but it works for me. There's other ways to update your firmware. You can plug your camera right into your computer, and you can even use the LUMIX Lab app for some newer camera firmware updates. But the method I'm showing you here works for old and new LUMIX cameras. So if the other methods don't work, this one is tried and true. But if you have a computer without a card reader, what you can do is plug your camera directly into your computer and download the firmware to the memory card that way. But again, use that formatted memory card that you only use for firmware updates when you do this. If this video has helped you, please give it a thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. In the meantime, you can watch this one.